Yes, this meeting is being recorded. There's something new on Zoom that tells you that every time. It says the meeting is being recorded. So welcome to yoga this morning. It's a beautiful summer day. Oh boy, it is the season. A lot of people, I'm sure, are getting outdoors more and enjoying this, and so I hope you are too. So today we're talking about being the light of the world. Whew, boy, that's a big task, and the only way we can really do that is to invite the light within us. When you drive down the road in the morning, one time I noticed this. Driving down the road on the way to teach yoga, actually, I was looking up at the trees and seeing the sun shining through the leaves and how they were illuminated. And so they look so bright and juicy and yummy. And I thought, wow, immediately thought of photosynthesis, the way leaves absorb light, and that is their nutrition, and that's where they get their energy. And certainly the same with us as we travel along in our different seasons with God. If the more we open up and more we absorb the light, the juicier and the greener and the more inviting we are to be the light of the world. So what fuels that light within you, and what fuels that light within me? And maybe it's the breath, maybe it's movement, maybe it's God's word. It's just God speaking to us, within us, around us, in nature, and our friends, and tapping you on the shoulder and saying, oh, just let me breathe life into you today so that you can be a light in the world. So go ahead and rest back. Oh, before you rest back, people who are watching this on the recording, today you will need, and you can pause this after I tell you and scamper on and get it if you don't have it, a strap, some kind of sash or yoga strap, and your chair. Here's my trusty companion here, my little chair, something that you can rest back later on and put your calves up, rest the calves on it like a little shelf so that you can have a mild inversion for today. So if you're watching the recording, stop now, go get your things and come back. And now that you're back, everyone rest back on your mats. Take a comfortable place for yourself, resting down, maybe a pillow or bolster under your knees, maybe a blanket under your head, whatever feels right and comfortable. So where are you practicing today? Are you still in the same space where you were through the whole pandemic? Are you still in that same room? Are you outside maybe? Maybe you've picked up and taken up your mat and walked to another space. So I'm going to invite you in this moment once again to notice where you are. And as you look around, I invite you to soften your gaze, to be very gentle in your consideration of your surroundings. Maybe as you know how when you take a sponge or a paper towel and you kind of softly lay it down on some moisture or water on the sink and you watch it slowly sink in. Maybe your gaze can be like that sponge or that cloth that just settles and allows the awareness of your surroundings to seep in slowly. And then if you're comfortable, closing your eyes and noticing what you're hearing this morning. In our surroundings, there are usually layers of sound. So there are quieter sounds, louder, maybe the ticking of a clock, maybe your own breath, maybe this music I just turned on. Maybe you can hear it or not. Just noticing what you're hearing, and once again, allow that to be soft, without striving, without grasping. Just notice what hangs in your environment, what sounds. And then guiding awareness to the space around you as you notice a sweet and easy breath, sipping in the air around your body and knowing that in that space, you've come to rest in God's presence, where you are fully seen. All the paths that you've been running down prior to this have come to rest right here, right now, as God holds you and sees you and loves you. The God of the present, seeing you right here, right now. Loving you right here, right now. Becoming aware of your body resting here. What do you bring with you to the mat today? Noticing any places in your body that when you woke up this morning, you might have stepped out of bed and went, oh, yikes. Maybe you've got some little cranky places, some places asking for more love and attention. And honoring those places and saying, okay, I'm with you today. We'll do this together and it'll all be fine. And maybe there are places in your body that feel really great today, frisky and ready to go. Just allowing it all to be one and just enjoying knowing that you're here. Settling in. And now noticing your breath. We spoke a moment ago of what fuels the light within you. So I invite you in this moment to notice how your breath might be fueling the light within. By just taking a long, slow, luxurious, and full deep breath in. Have you ever sat in the bathtub and taking maybe a cup, or maybe when you were little you had a bucket or some kind of toy in the tub and you fill it up with water and you just pour it right over you and you can feel that gentle warmth just cascading down over your head, over your shoulders, over your chest and your back, and you wanted to feel that again and again and again. Can the breath be like that for you this morning? Just easy breaths in and out. Comforting, nourishing, energizing, relaxing, softening. And if it's comfortable for you, begin to gently deepen out your breath. Just deepen your in-breath. Maybe your belly will open, your heart will feel an expansion. Just notice how that in-breath feels as you deliciously take it in. You're just sipping it in, tasting. And as you let your breath out, your expiration, let it be soft and gentle and complete. Just let it out. And following the breath in, following the breath out. Notice what happens on your sweet inhale as you might feel a sense of expansion, a sense of opening, receiving. And on your exhale, a sense of greater ease, softness, receptivity. So just breathe here. It's morning. It's morning here. Where is it? What is it like where you are? Is it the end of the day when you're just coming home to yourself? So as you rest in your breath, I'll share with you from the Gospel of Matthew this morning, Jesus talking to us about being salt and light in the world. This is from the Message translation, as he says, "Let me tell you why you are here. You're here to be salt seasoning that brings out the God flavors of this earth. If you lose your saltiness, If you lose your saltiness, how will people taste godliness? Here's another way to put it. You're here to be light, bringing out the God colors in the world. God is not a secret to be kept. We're going public with this, as public as a city on a hill. If I make you light bearers, you don't think I'm going to hide you under a bucket, do you? I'm putting you on a light stand. Now that I've put you there on a hilltop, on a light stand, shine. Keep open house. Be generous with your lives. By opening up to others, you'll prompt people to open up to God. Whew. This generous Father in heaven. By opening up to others, by being the light, you will prompt other people to open up to God. It's not only for us, it's for others. That we open and receive the light, our nourishment, our juiciness, our greenness. So as you rest there in that breath, in that moment, maybe there's a prayer you want to lift up about that. Maybe there's a moment of quiet. You just want those thoughts to settle. And maybe now as you take in your next breath, you can stretch out slowly. You know, as the leaves unfurl in the spring, they're just sort of like, we're like that. We're just spreading out, receiving that light, just drawing it into ourselves in the breath. And so just move on your mat now in whatever way feels juicy to you, so that you can have a sense of the light working in and through all those channels of your body, those light-bearing channels, meridians, energy. It's an interesting way to think about it, isn't it? Just taking in light, being light, exuding light, shining light. So we'll just stretch out long, maybe circling out wrists and ankles, maybe taking your arms up over your head and then down by your side, just kind of opening up through the shoulders. And then we'll gently draw knees to chest. And on your inhale, take arms overhead, feet straight up to the sky. And as you exhale, drawing your knees in. So this is our weekly pressing up of the feet, arms overhead. You've probably done this with me before, so just let it flow. Your inhale unfolds everything. The knees unfold, feet press up, arms come over your head. And your exhale, draw the knees in. Take your hands to your kneecaps, and we'll row the thigh bones around. So we're just going to take our hands to the knees, separate your knees wide, and then rock them away from you and back together in center. Pull them towards you, open them wide apart, and just circle. So now you're taking your thoughts into the hip socket and allowing that ball and socket to roll around. As you breathe, and then we'll reverse it. So just rowing the other direction. Checking in, dropping into yourself with an awareness of your body here. How is the breath affecting your motion? How is the breath connecting your thoughts with your body? Can you become aware of yourself as this delicious package of breath and life and flesh? Light. A city on a hill, that's you, my friends. You're a city on a hill. So let's take soles of the feet to the mat, and we'll lift the right knee up and interlace fingers behind the right knee or the right thigh. Gently flex the right ankle and press the sole of the foot to the sky and just kind of hold there for a little bit. Pay attention. And looking up at your sweet toes, let's point the toes away from you. Notice how that's registering in your shin. Where do you feel it? And then draw the toes back towards you and gently press the heel away. So we're flexing and pointing slowly through our right foot. And as you notice your easy breath, just take the breath that you need right now. Just allowing the thought of that breath to feed this motion. And circling out through your ankle. And other way. Breathe. Good. So just gently draw this right knee towards your chest now. And we'll drop the right knee open and stretch out the right foot away from you. You can see my foot coming up. Press it out. Let the left knee open out also. So you're gently opening in the inner thigh, but you want to support the outside of your right leg with your hand. Maybe your elbow will rest on the floor and just let the leg press out into your hand so that you're not straining. If you want to use your strap here, you can certainly do that. Breathe, fill your belly up with that breath. And then gently draw the knee and leg to center. Take the knee into your chest and rest the right foot on the mat. Then take the left knee in and just gently press up, supporting behind your leg any way that feels comfortable. Maybe your strap will come around underneath the ball of your foot. Maybe you just want to hold on to your leg and then flex and point through your left foot. So toes come towards you, they press away. Breathe. And then circling out through your ankle. And reverse that. Good, and then take a breath in center, press up through your foot. And then we're going to let the left leg drop out to the side. Now I am meeting this cabinet here. So I'm just going to bend my knee and drop it out. You can straighten that leg out, press it out. Let the right knee drop away from you. So as long as you're just opening up in your inner thighs here, just kind of wakening up that area, it's fine. So we'll just take some breaths here. Soften your shoulders. Let your shoulders rest into the mat. And as you're ready, drawing your left knee to center, meet it with the right knee. Drop the sole of the left foot to the mat, and we'll separate the knees a little bit. Gently rock the knees side to side. So notice how the breath feels as you do this. So the knees are a little bit farther apart. You have a little bit more space for breath here. It's kind of nice. It's just kind of flowy back and forth. Easing out, and we'll come to center. Let's let our hands rest by our side. We're going to do a little experiment with shoulder alignment. Every now and then I like to do this so we can remember how it feels to have our shoulders neutral in the socket so you have the best range of motion. So let's lift the hands, take your fingertips up toward the sky, and your arms are about hip width. What is that? It's your shoulder width apart. So let's reach the fingertips way up toward the sky, so maybe your shoulder blades will come up off the floor a little bit. So you're reaching way up. You'll notice that there's a little compression maybe in the pectoral muscles of your chest. And now see how it feels to just feel your arms going above your head and notice how far they go comfortably. I'm stuck about right here, so just notice how that feels for you. And then return your fingertips up to the sky. Let your shoulder blades now rest down into the mat. And now take your arms up over your head and notice the difference. Notice the change in range of motion in your shoulder socket. So that's all to say that when the shoulders are not neutral in their sockets, we just don't have the motion that we would have if we kept them just kind of gently snuggled in to center. So now let's take the shoulder blades, think about your back. Take the shoulder blades together, maybe draw the shoulder blades together gently on your back. Try it again, take the arms up over your head and notice how you can comfortably reach here. And I'm not going quite as far this time, the shoulder blades tucked together, so just remember that. Take fingertips to the sky again and soften your shoulders, let the shoulders be very neutral in their sockets. And now take your arms up over your head again. Nice reach above you. Breathe and then stretch your legs out below and stretch end to end. Circling out your wrists. Ooh, there's a yawn for me this morning. Oh, and then drawing knees to chest, catch them in your hands. Yep. And we'll roll over onto the side, onto your side toward the screen. Take a moment here to rest. So remembering that, oh yes, as we have the light of Christ coming in and the breath, we're called to shine in the world. And those are so we do the good works that God has called us to. And also, so that we're a light to others, that they can say, wow, what is that light about? Who is God? Is God capable of, is God doing this for you? Maybe if God has done this for you, God can do it for me. So it's for us to be an encouragement to people around us and a comfort, loving, all those things that last week we talked about the fruit of the Spirit. All that fruit comes from light also. Yes, you're right. Okay, so let's see, where are we now? Okay, so we're just going to take a comfortable seat. If you want to take support underneath the outsides of your thighs, you can do that. Maybe blocks or pillows or blankets. And we'll sit up nice and tall, grounding through the hips, maybe just kind of swaying side to side a little bit, allowing the weight of the hips to settle in. You can really feel the sit bones settling down. And then out of that groundedness comes the lift of the spine, lift of the belly, lift of the heart and broadening of the heart. And then the lifting of the crown of your head. I see Jesus up here, see? There he is. There he is. He's just, thoughts going up to Jesus. Hello there this morning. Do you feel like he's watching you? He is. He's watching. He loves you. So let's come to center. Take a breath in. On your exhale, just let the shoulders soften as the spine lifts. And we'll take the chin to chest on our exhale. On your inhale, lifting your face, maybe come up to the sky a little bit, just gentle lift of the heart that nudges the chin up softly, and then exhaling down. Notice how your neck is feeling here as you lift. As you exhale down, maybe you'll feel a little lengthening in the back of your neck, soft shoulders, and then coming up to center. Take an exhale with the right ear drops over the right shoulder. Left fingertips reach out long. I'll just circle through the wrist. Breathe and then reach out. Just allow yourself to settle here and notice the subtle teasing open and receptivity in the side of your neck, through your arm, through your fingers. Breathe. And we'll take the hand back to our knee and then come up through center, kind of work your way up and make your way over to the other side. Maybe tilt your chin up and back. Keep the spine tall, heart lifted. The ear drops to your shoulder as your right fingertips now reach away. And breathe. Maybe pressing out through the palms, circling through the wrist. Feel the space. And then reaching out long through your arms. So it doesn't start with the fingers, it begins through the crown of your head. Take a breath here when you're ready and allow the exhale. Remember that cup of water we poured over our head earlier? That warm water just flows over your ear, down through your shoulder, down through the elbow, out through your wrist, fingers. Breathe. Take our hand back to the knee, gently work your head back to center, just swivel it on the top of your spine. Shoulders roll up and back. Breathe. Kind of work your way into maybe a little hula here as you're just kind of playing with that space. Feeling that space all around you this morning. Reaching forward, you have space in front. You have space above and beside. Behind what's behind you. So where are we? And then we'll do some figure eights beginning below us and work through all the energy centers in the root and up through the sacrum, figure eight there, up through the solar plexus, figure eight here, up through the heart, figure eight, up through the throat, gentle figure eight, the brow, the crown, and way up to the heavens, drawing Jesus in. There he is, figure eight around Jesus this morning. And then lift and open. And exhale, float your arms down. Fingertips find the mat. Feel that little buzz, that was a little touch of the mat there. So we'll turn the right palm up and let's take an inhale, lift, and side bend over. Reaching long from the hip up through the ribs, up through the fingertips. Breathe. Yes, press out if you'd like. Press out, reach. Draw the top shoulder back away from the ear. And then when you're ready, just float yourself up with your inhale and seesaw over. Take the other arm up and over. Exhale. So all these motions are very mindful, luxurious. How does it feel to take an inhale here and back off a little bit, float up, and exhale and float through again? Maybe take your chest down a little bit, take your chest forward. On your inhale, float up, and we'll do that on the other side. Reach over, exhale. And reaching over, a little side, a little front bend there, a little press out, a little look up. Just follow your own body here as you reach up, float over, reach. Your inhale will float your body up through center. Exhale, come on over. And then come up to center. Take both arms up, palms touch. And then we're just going to draw the light right through the center of our bodies, through the forehead. Let your fingertips rest. The light of God in our thoughts. Fingertips to your mouth. Allow the light to flow out in your words. And thumbs to the heart. Snuggling in there. Snuggling in the sternum, breastbone. And then just keeping your palms together, gently open the fingers apart. Just drawing in the light and through the fingertips, through the little cup, the lily here of your fingers, that center. So you know how the bees come and take the nectar out of the center of the flower. Well, this is that sweet nectar we're drawing in, light of God's presence within. So just take a few breaths here and enjoy. Good, and we'll take the palms together. Feeling palms touch, coming to that center place. And imagining under the thumbs, that place in the heart, the very center, core of your being. Place in the heart, maybe even lower, just imagining it filling up the solar plexus, the center of the sun here, the center of light in your body and down into the belly. And then through all your limbs. Let's inhale, sweep arms up. And then exhale down. And from here we'll come to all fours. So keep your blanket or towel underneath your knees if you'd like for support. I'm just going to do a few cat-cows here to open up the spine. So come to your table, allowing the belly to remain stable and abdominals gathered in here a little bit as you keep your spine nice and long. Find that table. If your wrists are a little cranky, you can take your arms out ahead of you a little bit. If you want to pull the mat back towards you, roll it towards you to create a cushion, you can take that. But just wherever you are, let's just shift forward and back a little bit and feel how the shoulders are in their socket. You just want them to be neutral. And then on your inhale, glide the heart forward, take a little gaze ahead, look up. Tailbone lifts a little bit, maybe wag your tail a little. And on your exhale, rounding into cat. Take a couple of breaths here. Allow yourself to explore this. Maybe wag your tail to the right, wag it to the left. Breathe. Let the breath work its way through your body. So when you take your breath in through your nose, imagine it sipping in and just really working through every limb. So you want to, on your inhale again, come forward, take a little cow. On your exhale, rounding into cat. And then we'll inhale into cow again. Exhale into cat. And now your next inhale, come to center. We're going to keep the shoulders broad here. So it's not a rounding and an extending, it's just staying here. And then drawing your shoulder blades together on your mat. So you're just going to kind of sink through center a little bit. And then take the shoulder blades apart, press into your hands. Widen the shoulder blades. On your next exhale, settle. So you just settle in between the shoulder blades. On your inhale, press up out of the floor. Shoulder blades separate. And exhale, draw your chest forward and down a little bit. And then shoulder blades come apart, come back to neutral. And let's come around to center here. Before you do that, as you come to center, just take a little child's pose first. I'm just so used to doing that, it feels really good just to take a rest for the arms. Take your hands back behind you and press back to child's pose in any way that feels right for you. Maybe toes are together, knees are apart. Breathe, settle, kind of shimmy your hips side to side if you want. Settle down into an easy child's pose for just a couple of breaths there. And then coming to all fours now, we're going to take gate pose. So I'm going to open up my blanket a little bit so it won't be so high. And if you have a block, you can take that beside you. If you don't, that's okay. Just being very careful as you go side to side. So we're going to come to kneeling with the knees in line with the hip pointers. Take your hands right here and feel your hip pointers, those yummy bones that poke out here. You can feel them. And you want your thigh bones in line with those pointers. And then rolling the shoulders up and back a little bit. Feeling that. Shoulders neutral in their socket. And coming to a nice tall belly here. I'll pull up my drawers in a minute. Pull up your drawers if you need to. So coming to a nice stable center. So kind of just lean over here, take hold of this block, and then shift over onto the block. If you don't have a block, you can just very carefully come down to Spider-Man fingers. And you want the chest open as you take the opposite leg out. So that leg's going to be in line with your hip here. Press the hip through. Shoulders are open. And we'll just take this arm up over our head. Nice long reach through the side body. So the foot can be flexed here. You can just take the sole of the foot to the floor if you like, but just reach out nice and long to the side. I'm just going to hold on to this little side bend here for a couple of breaths. If your chair is really close by, you need to take it a little closer and just lean into the chair. That's fine too. So if you start getting uncomfortable down on the floor, you can come up to the chair if you like. And then coming on up, just float the hand down. Get yourself situated first. If you like, you can lean on your block or your chair and just sort of draw this foot in. Press back gently to a little child's pose to even everything out. And we'll come back up to center and go the other way. So if you have this chair here, instead of lugging it all the way around the other way, you might want to just turn away from the screen and do it the other direction if you need the chair for your gait. So come on up, find your stability in your core. Leg comes out, and then take your block. Just shift over a little bit here. So leg comes out to the side. You want to look down and make sure the leg's straight out from your hip. You're stable on your foot. Notice how the tummy comes in. To support you here, you really need that core strength to just draw in, lift straight up from the crown of your head down to the pubic bone all the way. And then reach up and over, nice and long. So I'm bending my elbow a little bit so I can get a little bit more. You want to angle your tailbone down toward, maybe down a little bit. So it's not necessarily tucking in hard. You're just holding in the belly, so you're not letting the belly just hang out here. Nice long reach. Take whatever stretch feels right. So this is definitely a core strengthener. It's also lengthening for the side body. It's strengthening for your legs here. It's strengthening for your belly. Heart is open. Breathe. And when you're ready, on your inhale, press up into your block or your chair off the floor. Come on up. Come to center. Pull in. Take the leg in, and then just sit back in child's pose again. And you can actually round back through cat if you like. You know, it just feels good. See what feels good in your body right now, what you need to adjust. And then coming up to all fours, we'll come up into a down dog. So tuck your toes under, press back into your down dog, lifting your hips, pressing them back. I'm going to get rid of my blanket here. And find your down dog for this morning. So remember that the shoulders are neutral in their sockets. They're not hunched up towards your ears. They're not pressing way back on your back. They're just neutral with strong arms. Heels are pressing down toward the floor. Let your head just hang. Press back. And your weight is it's not in the wrist. It's in the finger pads and knuckles as you press forward. So just play with this a little bit. Maybe watch your hair wag the tail a little bit. Work your way around. Maybe shift forward into a plank and back. Just kind of see what feels good for you to work out your kinks today. And child's pose is always a great alternative. And then on your inhale, let's drop our knees to the mat. Release your toes. Press back to child's pose. And we'll just do an easy flow here. So we'll just come on up, inhaling to all fours. Tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, drop knees to the mat. Release your toes. Exhale, child's pose. On your inhale, floating up, tuck your toes under. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, drop your knees to the mat, toes away. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, lift. Tuck your toes, last down dog. Press up and back. And work it out here. Maybe come up on your toes. Draw your tummy in, rib cage in. And when you're ready, bend your knees a bunch and walk your feet towards your hands, and then shift back so your weight's in the center of your feet. Take your hands up to your knees and lengthen out through your spine so you have a nice long back. Long from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Take a breath here, gather in your strength in your belly, and exhale, forward fold. Run your hands down your legs. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift. Come on up. Take your arms up over your head. Scoop them up nice and tall. And then exhale through center, palms together at the heart. And hello, everybody. Hi there. Let's see. What do I need to do? Headless teacher. I lost my head. I couldn't help it. Okay. Okay, make sure you have your chair handy. And while you're doing that, I'll see what we're doing. Okay, so we want to think about our shoulders. We were doing that as we laid on the floor. We were experimenting with, get your strap ready, with shoulders in alignment. So we want to do that standing too. So let's stand up in mountain pose. Take our hands forward, reach out, and then draw your shoulder blades together on your back. Now we're going to play with taking the arms up over your head. See how that feels. Just feel it. Notice where your arms want to stop. And then take your hands down. Good. So we did shoulder blade. And now we're going to reach way forward. Take your shoulder blades apart from each other. So separate the shoulder blades on your back and reach up. Once again, interesting. Take your hands down. And now think about getting very neutral shoulders in your sockets. Let's just come to center here, roll them around a little bit, get a sense from where they are. Coming to center, you're just going to lift up through center, shoulders broad. And now just take your arms up and down. Feel that? Do you feel how the difference between shoulders really crammed backwards and shoulders really hunching forward? When you're in center, you have much better motion, okay? So that's the lesson for today. That's the shoulder lesson for today. So in order to open up the shoulders a little bit more, let's take our strap, or sash, bow tie, whatever you have, necktie, and take your arms out. And we'll just very easily take the arms up over your head, take your inhale here, and exhale down. Take it up. Allow the breath to float the arms up. So notice my shoulders are not hiked up. They're just neutral and resting down in the socket. And down. And we'll take it up again and stay here. Shoulders relaxed. See if you can just widen your grasp a little bit on your strap. Open your palms forward, and then if you can, just gently take the strap back behind you. So only go as far as you really feel comfortable. If you want to stop here, stop here. If it's comfortable for you and the chest is open enough, just take your strap down behind you. On your inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, strap comes down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, floating up. And back. We'll come back to the beginning. Inhale up. And down. Good. Shake it out a little bit. Give yourself a hug. Don't tie yourself up in your strap. Don't get tangled. And just give yourself a hug. Take your chin to your chest. Relax your shoulders. Good. So we'll take the strap again. This time take it straight up. Drop your the strap that's in your left hand, drop it behind you. Woo-woo. Let it go right down the center of your spine. Then we'll bend the top elbow and let the strap drop directly behind you. Notice where you are. Feel that come in center. Reach around behind. You're going to take your hand facing outward away from you so you can find the strap. to wherever you're basically comfortable here. It's always a little wonky because everything wants to kind of go like this, kind of curl around and spiral. So let's keep the shoulders as broad as you can. Tummy's in. Breathe. Try not to let the head drop forward. You want to keep the ears in alignment with the shoulders. And then we'll drop the bottom arm down, let it go. Take the top arm up and around. Once again, give yourself a little hug. Breathe. And then we'll go to the other side. So let's take arms up again. Straps about shoulder, just take it about shoulder width. Come on up, nice and easy. And you're going to let this time the right hand drops the strap behind you. Left elbow bends, just draping that strap right down, aligning with your spine behind you there. So watch out, I'm finding myself going, whoa, like this. I need to come on in, keep everything aligned. Other arm comes back and finds the strap. So poke around back there and find your strap, and then just come to a comfortable place as much as possible to breathe and open the shoulders. So notice that the trapezius muscles, the muscle along here in the shoulder stays very soft. Breathe. So if you've had a shoulder injury or surgery, just be very careful. Good time to say that, right? Now that we're almost finished. But better late than never, I guess. So back off if you need to. And then on your next exhale, releasing the hand that's behind you, shake it out. The other arm comes up and around, take the strap down, shake it out. Give yourself a hug. The massage for the shoulders and your arms, elbows, wrists. Circle it out, shake it out, jangle it out, and come to letting everything jangle out. Good, and then we'll make our way back to center. So today, since we're shining, we're going to do our 5-pointed star, half moon, fun, a crescent moon flow. So before we do that, let's just take a wide stance. If you have a block, you can have it in front of you here. I'm just going to take a nice wide stance here. So if you don't have a block, you can always take your hands to your knees, to your shins. You can drop elbow to elbow and just drop here. We're just kind of opening up the backs in the center of the inside of your legs. So say you have elbow to elbow and you're hanging down. You're just going to bend in your right knee a little bit and shift over to the left. Just opening up the inner thighs. If you want to take your hands to the floor and do that, that's a little bit more stable. You just want to have a place for your hands so that you can shift side to side. Breathe. And then walking your hands over to the right side, just say hi there for a second. Couple of breaths here. Just noticing how you feel in the back of your leg here. Noticing where your body is registering this. And then we'll walk over to the other side. Thinking about opening up all the meridians in your body and creating space for all the points of light to come through. We'll come back to center. And then heel, toe, your legs together a little bit. You can bend your knees. Take your hands to your knees, walk yourself up, or flow up with a big swoop, whatever feels right. Come up, and palms to the heart. And then rest your hands down. So let's just see how we feel here. Come to standing. We've been doing a lot of moving, so come to silence here for a moment and just it out. Take a breath. You can bend your knees if you want to. Take a breath. And come up to center, ease out your shoulders. And then we'll come down to the sides of our legs. So reach down, bend your knees. Tap all on the outsides of your legs. Come on up through the side body, through your ribs. And up under the arms, probably 4 inches or so on the rib cage. Some taps there. Good, we'll do it again. Reach down, tap up. And tap on your ribs. And we'll do it again. Through your side body, tap up. Under your arms. Good, and then find that divot there between, by the collarbone and your sternum. Tap here. Breathe. Good. It's going to have us do something a little bit different today because we have so many lines of energy that run up and down the arms too. Just take the top of your arm, tap here, tap here, turn it over, tap, good, tap, 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 center, good, other way, breathe, good, turn your palm over, and your palm to center, good, rub out your heart. Nice. Okay, so now let's go into our crescent moon flow, and we're going to shine like stars, okay? So come to center. Let's take arms up. Steeple mudra, if that's accessible, or you can hold on to one wrist. So coming up, I'll do it with the wrist. So if you have the opposite wrist, you're going to press the palm up. Come to center, take a breath, reach out, press. Exhale to your right. If you have your left arm, you're going to exhale to the right and pull across. If you're steeple mudra, you're just going to reach up and over. Again, opening through your side body, your legs are firm, tummy's in. And on your inhale, come up and either change your wrists or just keep the fingers in steeple mudra, press over. Breathe, only go as far as you can breathe easily. You're really using that bottom hand to kind of give the top arm a little tug, even as the shoulders are soft away from your ears. And we'll take it on the flow. So inhale up through center, exhale over. Inhale, press up through center, exhale, arcing over. And inhale, center, take your hands facing front. Reach up, take a breath. Exhale, open out into 5-pointed star. Here you are, shining like stars in the universe, right? Salt and light, pressing out. So now your toes are pointing out just a little bit. You have a nice tuck of the tail. I don't want to say your tail is tucked because I don't want it to be strong. You're just dropping the sacrum down a little bit, lifting in the heart. And on your exhale, sit. So the knees are pressing out over the toes. So your toes are pointing out, your knees are pressing. The pelvis stays, the torso stays in line with the hips, straight up. So now we're sitting in this goddess pose, and we'll inhale, shine out and open. Exhale, gather in your strength and sit. Inhale, open and shine. Outhale. Inhale and outhale. Ah, makes sense. Oh, that's funny. Inhale, open. Exhale, sit and stay. So find your strength here. Pressing into the soles of your feet. Feel the soles of your feet on the ground. Tummy is lifted. A nice line up to the center of your body. We're going to take a little twist here. So take an inhale here. Exhale, twist gently to your right. Inhale to center. Twist to your left, keeping your hips stable and centered. You don't want them to rock around. You're just twisting from the waistline. Inhale, center. Exhale, other way. transition pose. We're going to take the top hand to your hip. There's your chair. So stepping into this front foot, draw the back leg in. Take your hand to your chair, step onto that front leg. And if you want to stay here and just take the leg out a little bit, that's fine. If you'd like to, just continue balancing on over. Take the top leg out. Take your top arm up if you'd like, balancing half moon. Breathe. I have to adjust my foot. So make adjustments as you need to. Always remember that. So you're opening up nice and wide, flying here. A lot of strength in the body. You're really working the core, sending out energy through the crown of your head, out through the root, out through this leg, both legs, arms. And then bending into the front knee. Take the back foot down. Take it to the floor. Press up through an easy warrior 2. Take your arms up. Step together. Palms touch. Breathe. So I'm going to take my chair now down to the other end. So your chair is here for your balancing half moon. Remember that. And we'll take mountain pose, come on up to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to your left side. Inhale through center. Exhale over. So just find your flow. Side to side in your crescent moon. The next time you come to center, come on up, take palms forward. Step out into your 5-pointed star because you are the light of the world. Remember that. Breathe in that light, shine, and then exhale into your goddess pose. So remember, toes are out, knees are pressing out, sitting into the pelvis here. And then we'll inhale, open. Exhale, sit. So wherever you are, just allow that breath to really work it. Taking that energy in and sitting into it. Inhale, gather your strength. Exhale, use your strength. Pull it in. Inhale, open. Exhale, sit. And now we're going to take some twists. So inhale, exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Just as open. Exhale, other way. Flow through center. Inhale here. Exhale to the right one more time. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And we'll grow the arms up and out. Turn in your back foot. Front knee bends. So you're just very simply shift the whole torso to the side. Forearm comes to your thigh. Opposite arm reaches way up and over. So as best you can, taking this outer hip, pressing it through. Instead of leaning like this, you want to be up long and then press in. So even if you're just here, you just want a long side body, that long line. Find your breath. Your strength in your legs. Openness of the chest. And then we'll take the arms out. Find your chair. There's your chair. Take your back hand to your hip. Reach toward the chair. Step into the front foot and draw. Use it for your balance to draw the back foot in. So this is where you have to kind of adjust your pelvis a little bit so that you can shift over. Lift that back leg up as you open. So you're rotating in this bottom hip. So only go to where you're comfortable. If you want to stay here, if you want to stay in that extended side angle, that's great. If you want to play with open, what is this? Balancing half moon. So the back foot can either be flexed and pressing out or reach out, keeping the toes towards you, reaching out for the ball of your foot. Take a breath. And then very gently bend into the front knee, take the back foot down. Stepping through an easy warrior 2. So we've been at it, sisters and brothers. Just let your arms come to your side to integrate this movement. Body's receiving all this stuff you've been doing, so just let it settle here. Breathe. Do you feel your light shining? That's what I want to know. Do you feel it? Do you feel it tingling all up through these beautiful legs, through your wonderful tummy, through your solar plexus, out through the heart, out through your head, out through your arms? Kind of work it out a little bit. So now, let's see, we're going to end up on our backs. So we'll take the, yes, we are. So just rolling onto your back. So what I'm thinking is that we'll come down, take the calves to your chair, roll on down, and make yourself comfortable here. So, of course, now that you're there, if you need a blanket under your head, take a blanket under your head. Make yourself comfy there, legs out. Just giving your legs a little rest here from all the work you've been doing. Allowing your back to fully settle. And while you're here resting, letting the shoulders settle, letting your back settle in, the hips release. Soften your face, soften your jaw. This is a time when we gather in and come home to ourselves once again. And I'd like to share with you now from the book of Philippians. So we heard that Jesus was saying, oh, you are the light of the world. Go be a light. Don't put yourself under a basket. Go be a light, shine. So this is what Paul has to say along those same lines to the church in Philippi. He says, I'm going to read two translations as you rest here. Continue to work out your salvation with fear and trembling. As he says this here, he doesn't mean to be afraid or to be anxious. He means an act of reverence and singleness of purpose. For it is God who works in you to will and act in order to fulfill his good purpose. Do everything without grumbling or arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God without fault in a warped and crooked generation. Here it comes, wait for it. Then you will shine among them like stars in the sky, as you hold firmly to the word of life. Whoa. And now from the Message version. Be energetic in your life of salvation, reverent and sensitive before God. That energy is God's energy, an energy deep within you. God himself willing and working at what will give him the most pleasure. Do everything readily and cheerfully. No bickering, no second guessing allowed. Go out into the world uncorrupted, a breath of fresh air in this squalid and polluted society. Provide people with a glimpse of good living and of the living God. Carry the light-giving message into the night. So what feeds you today? What brings the light in for you? Do you need rest? Do you need scripture? Do you need to fill yourself with God's word? Maybe surrender and just opening and receiving, maybe all those things. What is it like to be filled with light? And so now very simply we'll just take the right ankle across the left knee if you can. If you need to shift yourself away from your chair a little bit, please do that. Just going to do cross over, press that knee away from us, press the right knee away. And if this is where you want to stay, please just stay right here. If you'd like to draw the left knee towards you a little bit, you've got the support of the chair underneath your ankle. You can just let your body rest here. You can take hold, let's interlace fingers behind the left thigh. Let your shoulders relax. Breathe. And then we'll release the right ankle. Take the left ankle across the left knee. Pressing the left thigh away from us a little bit there. And then if you like, drawing right knee a little closer. Holding on maybe to the outsides of your knees or interlacing your finger behind the right thigh. Soften your shoulders, soften your face. Breathe here. And then releasing your left ankle, maybe stretching your feet up to the sky, arms overhead. Draw your knees to your chest. And if you like, you can just take your chair, press it away from you, or roll over onto your side, take your chair off of your mat. If you like to go in Shavasana with your legs up, certainly do that. If you want to take the chair off, just take it off. And then resting back on your mat and relaxing. So we'll take a few moments here to let everything that we've done really come home to the body. Allow yourself to settle back in any way that's most comfortable for you. Releasing the back body into the mat. Softening your face, softening your jaw. Allowing your throat to rest, belly to soften, hips to settle, legs to release, and feet and toes. As you're resting down in our final pose of relaxation, I'll share with you from the book of Isaiah. I wanted to share this because sometimes when we think about shining the light, maybe we're in a place where we need to really receive and rest. And the thought of being out in the world and shining so much is too much for us, or maybe we just need to be nourished for a while. I want to remind you of the gentleness of Jesus. As Isaiah brings out in his prophecy as to how the servant of the Lord will be, he reassures us that a bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not snuff out. It says he won't brush aside the bruised and the hurt, and he won't disregard the small and insignificant, but he'll steadily and firmly set things right. So if you feel like a smoldering wick today instead of a flaming torch, I just want to say that to encourage you so that you can just rest and receive and know that you are loved. So take a moment to rest here. So very gently now, guiding these to chest. Stretching out, whatever you need to do here. Maybe taking a little bit deeper breath just for a little bit more energy and coming back to a place of motion, maybe just rubbing out your arms, your legs, tummy, whatever would feel good. Maybe smoothing out your scalp as you rest here. And then make your way over to one side. And then we'll come back up to sitting slowly. Taking hands to heart. Lord God, we give you thanks for breathing your life, health, and energy into us. May we receive your light and become more and more bright so that other people would say, oh, what is it? What is it? What is that light of God? And so that we might be your light in the world. Thank you for lighting our path with your word and your love and your presence. We offer you this day, this practice, this life, in the name of Jesus. Amen. So thank you all for practicing with me today. Shalom. So have a great week, everyone. Look forward to seeing you next time.